Marcus Fuller, Head of Government Relations. For Arcelor Mittal with me, I have Mr. Eric Swins, who has who's our corporate responsibility manager for Arcelor Mittal. And we have Mr. Obani Kazulu.
Somebody not correcting you.
Mr. Obani Kazulu, who is our community relations manager. We bring you greetings from Arcelor Mittal. People legislators, ministers and representatives of ministers, Honorable Jesma Murray, our landlord, who is the Minister of Mines and Energy, our County Superintendent for NIMA. I know you are representing your colleagues here, and other county authorities here present, our well-wishers, and members of the press. Arcelor Mittal Liberia is happy that the Community Development Fund is being launched today. Now, the Community Development Fund is the official name for the 20% of the county social development fund that Arcelor Mittal has been authorized by the government of Liberia to disburse directly to communities. So sometimes everybody can refer to it as the 20%. We believe that this fund is a good example of the strong partnership that can exist between the private sector and the government of Liberia to promote real, sustainable development in mining communities. It's our hope that with the good experience we get from managing this portion of the County Social Development Fund, there will be valuable lessons learned that Liberia can use to replicate this example in other communities and from other concessionaires. So we believe that because of the challenges that we had, the engagement with communities, we believe this will help to really strengthen our relationship. So there's a sheet that we circulated that summarizes the Community Development Fund. But let me just give some highlights quickly. The purpose is to fund development projects for communities that are in proximity to our operations. I'll bring it down. For safety reasons, we are asked to keep our mics on, so if you don't mind. I can't, I'm sorry. So for this year, now those communities, everything they are all identified in the management guidelines, which have been shared, and this will be available to the public for all to see. Thanks to the support from the government of Liberia and the 3 counties, we are proud to say that there will be very clear transparency in everything that we're doing here. In the management guidelines for this year, the amount that is available for the 3 counties is $840,000. Okay, that is the envelope that is available as part of the 20%. And we're hoping that after the launch today, implementation will begin and we will start rolling out the projects. Who are the beneficiaries? We said the 3 counties, but we went specifically to the communities. So people in communities that are within the vicinity of the iron ore mine in Liberia County, within the vicinity of the port in Grand Bassa County, and along the length of the railroad from the mine all the way to the port in Grand Bassa County. So that's a good proportion of the population in the 3 counties. And we have the representatives of the people from those communities in the presence of the county superintendent and the other representatives. So the fund will not support all activities. There are specific areas: agriculture, education, roads and bridges, water, health, hygiene, community cohesion and peace building, and housing. Now these areas of support are aligned with the PAPD, the Proper Agenda for Prosperity and Development, because this is public money and it has to be used to support the national development objectives. Now, who selects the project? Very important. The projects are selected by the people in the communities that the money is for. So you will have, I don't want to go much into detail, but you have what we call district sittings, where the residents who are selected from those districts or those areas will sit under the leadership of the district superintendent and the honorable representatives of that area to select the projects, and they will pass those projects on to the County Approval Committee, which is chaired by the Honorable Superintendent, and it has representatives from the Ministry of Mines, Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So when those projects are approved and the contracts are issued, then Arcelor Mittal will manage the contract and make sure that if you say you're going to build a bridge with clear milestone, you will build that bridge. That bridge will be completed within the time frame, so that all will be able to see that the X amount of dollars that were allocated was actually used for that purpose. So we don't pretend that this will be problem free, but we believe that the guidelines that are set out, they are transparent and they are auditable to the extent where anybody can say, oh, we believe that at this stage of the process this did not happen, but this should have happened and did not happen. That's why we are happy that we now have the blessings of the governor of Liberia and the people's representatives for this program to go ahead. So I would like to stop here. More details on the program, on the fund, sorry, is are in the sheet that was circulated, the summary, and of course it will be made available to the press. I'm quite sure after a year, all the information will be available and accessible to all. So I want to thank you very much on behalf of Arcelor Mittal, and thank you for this strong and valuable partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from the three counties, acceptance and endorsement of the Community Development Fund. Honorable Joseph Sawabe will speak for Nimba, Honorable Abu Hill, one county, and Honorable Benson Willie will speak for Grand Dassa. Beginning with Honorable Joseph Sawabe.
Well, thank you very much. Firstly, we want to recognize our distinguished colleague, our Honorable Minister of Mines and Energy, who energetic and hardworking, the Arcelor Mittal family, members of the Folk Estate, distinguished patriotic citizens of Liberia. Indeed, we are gratified. We must say here in this public manner that this is a clear demonstration that there is a need for public-private partnership that will enhance our operation in Liberia. Giving this 20%, which is now to go to the community of impact, I think for the government, since the insertion of Arcelor Mittal in this country, the commencement of their operation in 2006 up to current, it is now time that Arcelor Mittal is looking at working closely with the impacted community to show to them that they are people of significance to their operations. And we are very grateful, Honorable Minister of Mines and Energy and the executive branch of government, as well as the full cooperation of the members of the legislature. This is a clear manifestation of giving power to the people. I think this is a clear demonstration where you can get your people the fund that when it is given to the government, the process of accessing it. When given to the county, there are processes of accessing it. But now, telling the partner, you can work with the community. This indeed is truly giving power to the people, which is in consonance with the PAPD. And we want to say thank you for taking this initiative. At this time, we are very hopeful that the deserving impact in the lives of the people residing within the community of impact, quote-unquote, termed as affected community, will clearly demonstrate the need for the continuity of this exercise. So without taking much of our time, just as a word of appreciation and acceptance to this document, we know there may be other discussions that may come forth just because as we continue to grow, ideas continue to emerge. So on those basis, we want to say thank you, and we want to look up to the full and cooperative implementation of this project, where you will see a total supervision from our end. We say thank you.
Thank you, distinguished police, members of the 54th Legislature, the ministers of Mine and Energy, the representative for Arcelor Mittal, members of the 4th Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I think this is a good beginning that will show our public-private relationships in the country, in the different counties. And this is the first of its kind on our region as member of the 54th Legislature, that the 20% today is withheld by Mittal Steel and going directly to our people of giving the power back to our people. If our people see the representative of Arcelor Mittal Steel directly working with them, they will know that the resources in that identical community belong to them. And they will feel that the presence of Mittal Steel in that identical community is of importance to them, because they will start to feel the impact, the improvement of their community. They will try to see some improvement in their lives. They will try to some infrastructure development will start to take place. Their road will start to be repaired. And when Mittal Steel interacting with the community directly, we feel that our people will take their attention from us, that, oh, the lawmaker use our 20%, oh, we don't see our 20% as the way when election is very close, so people take all kinds of misleading information to our people. We thank God at this stage that Mittal Steel will be interacting directly with our people, and our people will feel that they are part of the purchase of Mittal Steel. We want to thank the government of the Republic of Liberia for listening to the 3 counties and allowing Mittal Steel to go the 20% work directly to them, because it is a process of getting the consolidated account. Even when it gets into the county, another process of getting it. So once it is directly down to our people, we want to thank God for the discussion. We're hoping that it continue. And on behalf of the people of Bon County and the citizens within the affected community, now called impacted community, we want to say thank you. We wholeheartedly welcome this, and we're hoping that this will continue to improve our life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Grandmaster?
Thank you very much. Let me say a big thank you to the AML family, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, members of the 3 counties legislative caucus. I'd just like to flip by a little bit. When we say legislative job is not just for anybody, this is a clear manifestation of our commitment. Since AML came to today, calculatively it might be around 13 years, 12 to 13 years now. And the MDA was very clear. Our people have not benefited such. When we took over in 2017, and our colleague trusted us as a committee chairs on mines and energy, that was when we started the fight of this 20%. But then we have our brother, who is not too far from me, the community relation fellow from Mittal Steel, who started the war until Marco came. And let me say a very big thank you to Marco for joining this fight. And also a very big thank you to the CDC-led government. Someone will say it is politics, but let me be clear. The MDA is very, very much clear on the 20%. It says Mittal Steel shall withhold, shall ensure the implementation of the 20%, meaning the way Basel was receiving $1 million from the beginning of Mittal Steel to today, calculatively, the affected community should be receiving around $200,000 every year. And I'm from Basel. I'm the leader of the highest affected communities in Basel. And that was one of the reasons, because as a committee chair on mines and energy, if my tenure shall be lax and not in showing, working with our colleagues from all of the caucuses and the legislative caucus of Basel, one day our people will ask our question, what did you do? And that was one of the reasons we're knocking the door of Mittal Steel every morning. It appears to them as an embarrassment, but see what has happened today. We would like to say thanks to the government also for not fighting, because the law is not clear as to how the remittances will be. And so we are very much happy that the government, the CDC-led government, can agree this time now that we can have a share, which is now a total holistic. And so we are very much happy that at least as we move forward, those 20% that government been owing from the inception, those ones can come in gradually. Because you know, Mittal Steel, 20% since they came to today. If you calculate Basel 20%, it's 200,000 from the day Mittal Steel came to they multiply by the amount of years. But however, we're starting from somewhere. So I'd like to say thanks to the Minister of Mines and thanks to everybody that we have a new beginning. Today is a new day for our people. And because you see the reasons the MDA is clear for affected communities to have portion of the cake is because they will be affected. Like every day, our various districts, people die along the way. Probably their cattle are being destroyed by the train, and the wear and tear of their houses. You know, when the train moving, some of the buckets on the train so long to understand that the vibration from the track can affect the people's houses. And you will see for us that represent rural districts and the communities, you see our people, some of them, there are creeks across the track, and they will have to cross the track before fetching water. And so when the long bucket train is passing, they will have the big load of water, big bucket on their head, and they will wait for almost 10, 15, 20 minutes for that train to pass, which in my mind is a modern slavery that needed to be removed, which the MDA speaks to. And today now that MDA, we have resolved on it. Now to my colleagues, as we revisit Mittal Steel MDA this time around, we must be clear as to the channels and the mediums of remitting, meaning we must ensure that that amount of percentage be deducted directly before it hits government consolidated account, so that we avoid what had happened 13 years ago, the rigmarole of Mittal Steel trying to access that funding. Meaning, Mittal Steel should just calculate by 20% out of the total money that will be remitted to government consolidated account, remove it before they send that total amount there. Colleagues, I think Bon County Legislature, Niman Legislature, and Basel, that is one thing which we must ensure when we reviewing the Mittal Steel MDA this year. And to close off, I'd like to say thanks to everyone, and Margons and the AML team. You have fought a great battle too by ensuring that our people can benefit today. I'd like to say thanks to the Minister of Interior, the Minister of Internal Affairs, for also working with us and ensuring that we can reach at the junction. And so our people will smile. Now their cattle will not die in vain, because they will have hand pumps now. They will have palaver hole now. The wear and tear of their homes now will be looked at. And so thanks to everybody. And I'm today blessed, and I'm so happy. I'm one of the happiest men today. So I'd like to say thanks to everyone who have come today to witness the occasion. But again, we must ensure as legislators, the Ministry of Mines and Energy and AML to withhold that funding before it gets into government considered data account. As we revisit Mittal Steel MDA not in the distant future, probably a few weeks or months from now. Thank you very much, and I rest my case.
Thank you. Right now, the spotlight is on the Minister of Mines and Energy, Honorable Arcelor Mittal, who will now formally launch the Community Development Fund.
In the interest of time, permit me to stand on all existing protocols. We say welcome to this epic program in the Liberian mining history. To have a corporate citizen in the person of Arcelor Mittal to allocate a portion of the community, the county social development fund to go directly to the impacted community. There have been several historical frameworks that have guided the process of fair benefits to community dwellers affected by mining projects. One of those is the EITI, Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. And this was a framework that was rolled out by the World Bank sometime in early 2000, which advocates that communities affected by mining projects should have some fair benefits. You cannot have a flourishing mining town and then communities within the vicinity of that mining town are living in abject poverty. So the other framework is a CSR, corporate social responsibility. As a responsible corporate citizen, as Arcelor Mittal, it is important that you build strong social relations with the impacted community, and this will promote social acceptability of the mining project. Some people refer to it as the social license. We issue the mining license, but you have to get the social license from the communities that you operate in. This will lead to what we call a win-win situation. So mining usually tend to leave legacies. So what kind of mining legacy will Arcelor Mittal leave behind? Actually, after a mining project is decommissioned, there should be some means of that mining project being converted into some sustainable operations, because iron ore, like all other mineral resources, is a depletable resource. It goes into depletion. Mind you, the rocks that host the iron formation in the mine are 2.5 billion years old before we're in the Archean greenstone belt. Very, very old rocks. Who will be around for another 500 million years to see minerals being in place back in those rocks? So that's why when the mining products are leaving a mining site, the operator must pay a gate fee in the form of royalty. But that's not sufficient. That royalty goes to the government, it belongs to the entire state. But those who are impacted must be happy. So I'm happy today to be part of this epic moment, to see a portion of the county social development fund going directly to impacted communities, those communities that fall within the operational vicinity of Arcelor Mittal. Because extractive projects are not sustainable, it is always wise to reinvest extractive sector revenue into other sectors like education, infrastructure, health, and that will make the mining project sustainable. So without further ado, I would like to rest my case and launch this program along with, I think, Honorable Prince Johnson is here because I saw
Yeah, he's supposed to be here, but go ahead.
So,
He's here.
so I'm the sole launcher, okay. So for this purpose, I'd like to launch this program officially. I'd like to really thank the legislative caucuses of the 3 access counties, Nimba, Bong, and Grand Bassa. Mainly, Honorable Representative to my right, he's been very consistent and persistent that the community residents should receive these benefits. And also Minister Vani Sharif. He's been very hardworking and very assiduous in making sure that this is rolled up to date. So this program is now officially launched.
Minister of Mines and Energy. We'll now turn to the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Honorable Vanin Salif, for an official remark.
Thank you. The caucus chair of the Great County of Bong, the chair of the receptible, respectful County of Nimba, and our chair of the caucus of the County of Grand Bassa, the Minister of Mines, Mr. Murray, the Superintendent of the County of Nimba, and officials of the Mittal family here as well. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, ours is to just be to express our gratitude on behalf of the citizens of the 3 counties. Since in fact we are placed in the seat to manage the counties, when we see prosperity coming to them, we have to work with those actors in bringing those prosperities to them, that it should actualize itself. So we are very grateful to the Mittal family and to the 3 caucuses of the 3 counties. We've been working on this for some months now. Today we are here to actualize through the launching of this community development program. This is another form of saying to our citizens, when we say government for the people, these are pillows that help to keep that idea going. What do I mean is that the power to the people under the decentralization law says that our people should make decisions when it comes to development that affects their lives. That mechanism is captured in the county development funds mechanism and the social development funds. This community development fund is no different from that, where our citizens in these counties, working with the county's administration, of course supported by the caucus of these 3 counties, will make their own decision as to what project benefits them and what affects their lives. That is power to the people. So I want to thank all of us, the caucuses of the 3 counties, the Mittal family, for this wonderful program. What I will say now is, as Minister of Internal Affairs, is that yes, we are launching today. We don't want Mittal tomorrow, because these are the leaders of the counties, the caucus, the superintendents. They will go into their community meetings and then they come up with a project. And that project, our people will be expecting to see it getting started. We cannot afford again. We have given you some authority to expend the 20%, of course, based on what request comes from our citizens.
we cannot further procrastinate. So whenever the program is earmarked and is approved, everything is set, let us implement the project. Because if we don't do, we do not do that, then it sets in another frustration in their heart. And we should be there to wipe tears on their faces, along with the different caucuses that are here. So I want to thank you. We've been working together. We'll continue to work together. But please, Mr. Superintendent from NIMBA, you here. I don't know what other superintendents are here. Our people's rights must be respected into this. As we do with the county and social development funds, we will sit and decide. They will come up with what we can do. We guide them, and then so what effects then can be done. So I don't want people pre-selecting projects and just use their faces and say this is what the people want. But we don't want noise coming out of these different processes. We want development going to them. This is why we are doing this. Central government being keeping the custodian of the funds, and development probably a little slow going to them. Now it's going to their doorstep through these kind of means. So let's respect their rights and let's work with them. So I want to thank all of you, the caucus chair of Bone, NIMBA and Grand Bassa, for all the support you have been giving over the few months that we've been working on this. Please, without any prejudice, I want to thank Honorable Swami. Honorable Swami, I'm sure he's here. He and I worked very hard on this from the beginning. Of course, Honorable Colette and Honorable Boswa from Grand Bassa County, of course, we've been working, all of us been working together. But he was like the messenger for them, knocking all of the doors. So I want to thank you. And this is nationalism. This is the only country we have. We have to make it better for all of us. So let me thank all of you. Thank you very much. And thank you, the press, for covering this.
Thank you, Minister Stilby. We now have the last item here for this launch program, a vote of thanks from the Honorable Thomas Boswa, representing Grand Bassa County.
Thank you very much. Members of the Bone County Legislative Caucus, members of the NIMBA County Legislative Caucus, my colleagues from the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus, Mr. Murray of the Mines and Energy, Mr. Sully, Minister of Internal Affairs, Arcelor Mittal family, members of the press, Superintendent of NIMBA County. We want to heartily say a very big thank you for the launch of this Community Development Fund. This is a milestone for the affected counties, and our people will start to embrace the essence of Arcelor Mittal operations in their locality. We are happy that it has been commenced today, and that it will go a long way in making positive impacts in their lives. We want to say a very big thank you to the executive branch, through the offices of Minister Salih, Minister Murray, and the Finance Minister, for working along with us from the respective caucuses and Arcelor Mittal to have this thing done today. We want to be very appreciative to the patience of our citizens in our respective counties, for this is something that a long been coming, and now that it has come to our doors, we want to say a very big thank you to our citizens for their patience. We also want to say a very big thank you to all of us, the press, for the coverage that you have made to this.